Hi friend, my name's Sophie and welcome to your practice. Today we're moving through a well-rounded Vinyasa flow at the intermediate level. It will be creative. We're going to move through all of the body parts that we feel nice and stretched out and super strong by the end of practice. You don't need any props, but if you have two blocks, have them handy and they can really be helpful. All right, we're going to get started in child's pose. So bring your knees wide, your feet together. Walk your hands forward and rest your forehead on the ground. Right away, take a deep breath in and feel the lungs on the back of your body rise up. And as you exhale, you arrive on your mat. Inhale, you're filling. And as you exhale, you're releasing and letting go of any stagnation. One more like that. From there, let's make our way up into tabletop. Come onto the hands and knees. And right away, we're going to get into the forearms and the wrists. So turn your hands around so the fingers face your knees. Tuck your toes. And you can either stay here if this feels like a lot, or you can move back and forth. So you're stretching to the toes and into the wrists. Maybe start to take some circles around. We're really going to focus on moving energy through the body today in all different ways. Switch directions if you haven't already, so that we can get rid of stagnation and flow more freely through our lives. Clutter isn't just about the stuff on your floor, but it's about clearing out anything that's in your way, getting in the way of you being who you want to be and living the life you want to be. Let's turn the hands back around so the fingers face forward. And then from here, take your left foot out to the left. So your knee stays down, left foot kickstands out to the left, right arm reaches up to the sky. Reach your right arm over your ear towards the front of the room and press down into the bottom of your right foot. So we're stretching into the right side of the body. We'll do a lot of side bending today to help us get rid of stagnation, to find clarity. Find clarity through the rib cage, through the lungs. Reach your right arm back up, inhale, and exhale, come back into table. Bring your right foot out to the right, so we're just switching sides. Left leg straight back, reach your left arm up, press down into your left foot, and reach the left arm over your ear towards the front. And reach your left arm back up to the sky and come back onto your hands and knees. Now take your left foot out to the left again, so we go to the other side. So we've already been here, we're going back to it. This time, right arm reaches straight up and place your right toes behind you like you're doing a wild thing but on your knees, and open your chest towards the sky. Make sure you're not sinking into your left shoulder, draw it back. So we get this lovely stretch through the front side of the body and into the front of the right hip. And extend your right leg straight back again, right arm up, and come back into table. Let's switch it out. Right foot out to the right, left leg straight back, and left arm up. And place those left toes behind you. Open your chest. Spin it open. Extend your leg straight back again, left arm straight up, and then come back into table. Beautiful. Keep the toes tucked and walk the hands back and sit back on your heels. So we're doing toes pose here. If you want a little more, spread the toes even more than they're already spread. Bring those pinky toes out. Then reach your arms up and bring the hands together into Kali Mudra. So you're crossing the thumbs over each other and then bringing the index fingers together. Lift up, reach up, and side bend to the right. Let the breath flow through your body as we breathe into the side body. Come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, side bend to the left. Come back to center. Release your arms down and come into a tabletop. Untuck your toes for a moment. And then retuck the toes again and come back into and go up into down dog. Start to pedal out your heels. Lift your heels high and bring them down low. Lift them high. Bring them back down. One more time, lift and lower. Beautiful. Shift forward into a plank. Nice strong plank. And then lower it one at a time onto your forearms without moving your back. So you want to go really slow. And set your hips down on the ground for Sphinx. So your forearms are pressing into the earth. You're lifting your chest and pulling your shoulders back. Spread your toes and lift just your kneecaps. All right, now we're gonna do a little core strength here. So keep the forearms where they are. Relax your upper body a little bit. And then lift your hips off the ground so your toes are untucked. Just keep holding. We're really building the strength through the entire body here. Stability. Creating some energy. Lower the hips to the ground. Open the chest. Let's do it again, shall we? Ready? Lift up. Hold. For 3, 2, 1, lower your hips down. All right, we're gonna do one more time. Ready? And lift. Press your hands firmly. Trust that you're strong enough to stay, to hold yourself here. For 3, 2, 1, lower your hips down to the ground. And then bring your hands a little further out in front of you and lift up for Sphinx pose, or seal pose. If it's too much, go back into Sphinx. And then lower down to the ground. Let me move my kitty out of the way. And take your fingertips out wide. Now lift your chest away from the ground for a nice big cobra variation. Option to dip your left shoulder down and twist to your right. Come back to center. Dip the right shoulder down, twist to your left. So you're just dipping it a little bit to the left. And then come back up to center and lower all the way down to the ground. Tuck your toes and press up to plank and downward facing dog. I apologize if the mic got muffled. I think my cat was snuggling up against it. All right, from here, let's walk the feet up to the hands. And let's take a ragdoll fold. Grab onto your elbows, let your upper body hang. Shift your weight side to side, or maybe front to back a little bit. Maybe a little bouncing. Really let your neck relax. Let the weight of the head pull down on the neck. And release your hands down. And slowly stand all the way up. Rolling up, shoulders and head. Come up last. Let's actually keep the feet hip distance apart, a little wider than hip distance apart. So kind of a wide stance with your feet. And interlace your hands behind your back. Open up your chest. And fold forward. So we're getting into the shoulders here and into the hamstrings. Let's twist to the right. Bend your left knee. And open up to the right. Come back down to center. Bend your right knee. Twist to your left. Come back down to center. Arms up and over a little bit more, a little more. And then release your hands down to the ground. Come into a squat malasana, hands to your heart. Take your arms out in front of you and bow your head down, but try to keep the knees open. We're really getting a nice sensation through the back of the neck, curling and rounding the upper back. One more breath. And bring your hands to your heart. Open your chest. Fold forward. Bring your feet to hip distance. Lift up halfway. Lengthen out your spine. And fold forward. Inhale, stand. Reach your arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Arms down by your sides. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale. Stay here for your exhale. We're going to take 10 seconds to lower to the ground. All right, let's do it together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up for cobra. High or low, doesn't matter to me. And lower back down. Tuck your toes. Press up to plank. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Look forward. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand. Reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Arms by your sides. Breath in and out. Continue to arrive over and over again, arriving on your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Shift forward and lower down for chaturanga this time and hold, hold, hold. Upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, let's go through another sun A. Step or hop forward. Halfway. Fold. Stand, reach up. Hands to heart center. Arms by your sides. Inhale, reach. Lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop back, chaturanga. Hold, hold, hold. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Lift the right leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip. Make sure your left knee isn't caving into the right. Can you draw your left hip back a little bit to honor the integrity of the pose? Straighten the right leg out. And step your foot outside of your right hand for lizard lunge. Keep the back knee lifted. And put your forearms on the ground, on blocks, or if neither one of those is working for you right now, just your hands. You just stay up on your hands. Firm that back thigh. Lift it up. Press down into your right big toe so your right foot is flat for this variation. And just feel that strength of your body, of your legs. Then come back up onto your hands and set your back knee down. Untuck your back toes and put your right hand inside of your right thigh and push it away from you. Now the inside of your right foot can lift. You can roll onto the outer edge of your right foot a little bit. Press down into the top of your back foot. Reconnect with your breath. You're here now. Bring your hands back down. Slide your foot between your hands. And we're going to come into half splits. So slide that foot forward, scoot it forward. Lengthen the spine once you get there. Your right foot is flexed. I'll give you some options here. You can stay here, or you can bring your hands over to the right side of your right leg. That intensifies the stretch a little bit. Both are good options. Keep pulling your heart through and then hinging forward at the hips. Bring your hands back to frame your foot. Bend your knee into low lunge. And bring your right hand over to the right. If you have a block and want to put it under your hand, I recommend it. Take your left arm up and over to the right. So you're taking a nice deep side bend. Sink forward in the hips a little bit more while squeezing them together. And reach your arms up. Grab onto your elbows. Lift up and take a back bend. Reach the arms back up, inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Lift your back knee and step back into a one-legged plank. Rise up onto your left fingertips and reach your left arm forward. That's optional. You can always keep your fingertips down for 3, 2, 1. Plank. Bring both feet down. Downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Lift your left leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip. Feel into the body. Feel into the pose. Straighten the left leg back out. And step your foot outside of your left hand. Lizard lunge. Put your forearms down on the ground or stay where you are, or forearms on blocks. Press down into the base of your left foot, from the toes to the heel. And then come back up onto your hands, set your back knee down, untuck the toes, and put the left hand inside of your left thigh and push the left thigh away from you. Push down into your back foot. It's like your chest and your knee don't like each other, and you're pushing them away from each other. One more breath. Good. Bring your hands down and slide your foot between your hands. Slide the foot forward a little bit and we come into half splits. Turns out I forgot to lint roll before filming this class. Lengthen. And bring your hands over to the left maybe, or you can frame your left foot, or you can have both hands to the left. So one or the other. One more breath. And bring the hands back to frame. Bend your left knee, come into lunge on your back knee, and bring your left hand over to the left, maybe on a block, and right arm up and over to the left. Can you pull your left hip back a little bit while also letting the hips move forward? It's a nice side bend. And reach both arms up. Grab your elbows, see if you can do like the opposite way. And lift up and back bend. It might not be that big of a back bend. It's not supposed to be. Just creating a little bit of extension through the spine so we can clear out. Reach your arms up, inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Lift your back knee and step back to a one-legged plank. Come up onto your right fingertips and reach your right arm forward maybe. For 3, 2, 1, plank, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. Lift your right leg up. Step your foot between your hands. Reach your arms up for high lunge. Pause and breathe. Bring your hands behind your head, interlace them. And lower your back knee down to hover off the ground and hold. And then rise back up and straighten both legs. And let's do it again. Lower down, hold. Rise up. And once more, lower down, hold. Hold, hold. And rise back up. Now rebend your right knee, high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Breath in and out. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Reach your hands up to touch. Feel the fingertips touch. Exhale, warrior two. Good. Pause here. Reach forward. Put your right fingertips inside of your right foot. And take your left arm over the ear. If that's too much, your left arm can just be straight up also. See if you can shift your weight a little bit forward towards your front foot. Wrap your right sitting bone underneath of you towards the side of the mat that you're facing. And rise back up to warrior two. Reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground, low lunge. Pause. Straighten your right leg for modified pyramid. You can choose if you want to keep your right toes down or if you want to lift the bottom of the foot. I wouldn't even say one's harder than the other or better than the other. It just depends on what feels good to you right now. And for me, it changes every day. Lift and lengthen from wherever you are and fold. And for today, bring your forehead towards your knee. And really kind of round the upper back on purpose. Just see how that feels. Bring your head and chest back up. Bend your knee into low lunge. Keep your left hand down and reach your right arm up as you twist to the right. We're going to take some big circles with your right arm. So start by going behind you, around, and up. Keep the strength in your legs. Keep it going. One more time. We're going to reach the arm all the way up and keep it there once it gets there. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step back to a one-legged plank. Reach your left arm forward if you can. That's optional. And bring your right knee towards your left elbow and hold. Good. And then extend back out. And plank, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Rise up to high lunge. Bring your hands behind your head. Lower your back knee down, hover. And bring it all the way up, straighten both legs. Lower it down. And all the way up. Once more, down, hold. Powerful legs. Let's bring it back up. High lunge, inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your left leg, reach your finger pads to touch. Exhale, warrior two. Side angle, reach forward, put your left hand inside of your left foot, right arm up, and over your ear. Rotate your left rib cage towards your right rib cage, towards the sky. Deep breaths. And then rise up to warrior two. Flip your left palm, reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground. Low lunge. Pause. Straighten your left leg. That should feel so good right now. You can either keep the toes down or lift the bottom of the foot. Your choice. Lengthen the spine. And then fold and on purpose round the upper back a little. And bring your forehead towards your knee. Lift up halfway. Bend your knee into low lunge. Plant your right hand and lift your left arm up. And we're going to take those circles. So your left arm goes behind you, around, and up. Go slow. Please don't rush these. And we're not going anywhere. We're not rushing to be anywhere right now. Just moving our bodies. Reach the arm back up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step back to one-legged plank. Here we go again. Right fingertips, right arm forward. You got this. Maybe your left knee comes towards your right elbow. You hold. And then you re-extend. And plank. And downward facing dog. Woo. Breath in. Breath out. Let's keep it going, friends. Lift your right leg up. Step your foot between your hands. Rise up to high lunge. Now reach your upper body forward a lot. So you're just on like your big toe on your left foot. And come into warrior 3. If it's too much for any reason, just bring your hands to your heart. Sometimes it can be a lot on the back. But can you bring your right hip back? Square off those hips and draw your low belly in. And slowly step back to high lunge. And bring your hands to your heart. Let's twist to the right. Hook your elbow over. Find that length. Bring your center of your chest towards your thumbs. All right, a little challenge here. If you want, we're going to try to balance and lift the back leg off of the ground. So we're in like a revolved warrior 3 variation. Revolved half moon. Do the best you can. It's meant to be hard. And then step back to your twist. Set your knee down. Come to center. Anjaneyasana, reach your arms up. Breathe. Cactus, back bend. Open. Feel that space between your shoulders on your chest. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. And then start to slide your right foot forward and straighten your leg out. We're coming to half splits again. So your choice here, if you want to just dive into your half splits, maybe you lean forward more, heart goes forward, and you fold. Or if you want to go into a full splits, I highly recommend blocks under your hands here. If you're working on your full splits, but don't push it. Keep your right knee a little bit bent. You do not want to push it here. Your hamstrings, all your muscles, they can be delicate. They don't want to be pushed too far. So you're keeping the right knee a little bent. You're keeping the back toes tucked, actually. And if you have your way all the way down to the ground, just make sure that you're drawing your right hip back and you're trying to keep everything squared. The goal is not to be resting all the way on the ground. That's never the goal. It's just to go to your maximum without hurting yourself. Close your eyes and we'll take 2 more breaths here. And then start to make your way out of it. And swing your right leg around, back into table, and come into down dog. Breath in and out. Lift your left leg up. Step your foot between your hands and rise up to high lunge. Lean everything forward, warrior 3. Before I said draw your low belly in, what I meant was your lower ribs. Kind of want to bring some integrity, some alignment into the pelvis and the torso. Slowly, slowly, slowly step back to high lunge. Hands to your heart. All right, twist to your left. Find that beautiful twist. Feels so good to twist, especially for the muscles and around the shoulder blades. You can stay here if you want to try a little balance practice. Lift your right leg up. And then step back to lunge twist. That's super hard. Set your knee down. Come to center. Reach those beautiful arms up to the sky. Cactus. Bend from your upper back. We're not leaning back in the lower back. We're just extending through the mid to upper back. Then reach your arms back up to the sky. Inhale. Come upright. Exhale. Bring your hands down. And slide your left foot forward. We're coming into our half splits / full splits. And we're not pushing ourselves past our limits. So you can fold in your half splits. You can start to slide forward. Maybe you slide your back leg back, kind of depends on how sticky your mat is, what you have to do to get there. And it's okay if one side's different than the other. Mine sure is different on one side. Try to keep the back toes tucked, and this will force your hips to square forward, which is what we want. Of course, they're not totally squared. They never will be. The right hip is further back. But we're trying to keep them somewhat aligned. Maybe close your eyes. Then we'll begin to make our way into tabletop and then downward facing dog. And walk your hands to the back of the mat. Lift up halfway and fold forward. And inhale, stand, reach your arms up and take your left leg with you. So one leg mountain. And then cross your left ankle over your right thigh for figure 4. Sit low and maybe bring your arms straight out in front of you. Keep your left foot flexed, plug your shoulders back. Keep sitting back into your hips. Breathe. Sit lower so you can really stretch out that left outer hip to clear out any unnecessary tightness or stagnation in there. And we're going to rise back up. Take your left leg with you. Bring your hands to your heart and bring your left foot into tree pose. See if you can do it without grabbing the foot with your left hand. Use the strength of your muscles to put your foot into tree. Maybe your arms reach up. Smile. And bring your hands back to your heart. We're going to cross the left foot over the right foot and fold forward for a braided fold. You can stay here and work this, or you can reach your right arm up. Inhale. Exhale, put your hands down. Uncross your legs. Lift up halfway. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand, reach up and take the right leg with you. And bring your hands to your heart and cross your right ankle over your left thigh for figure 4. Get low. Reach your arms straight out and plug the shoulders back. Flex your right foot. Bring your hands to your heart again. Take another breath here. Actually, yeah, I think that's what we did. Hands to the heart again. Rise back up. And then put your right foot inside of your left thigh for tree pose. And again, try not to use your hand. A crutch that a lot of us have used for a long time. And notice if you're dipping into the left hip, can you stand taller through your hip, through the entire trunk of your tree? Maybe the arms reach up. And find that beautiful stillness in this pose. We'll cross the right foot over the left foot and fold. Braided fold. Option to lift your left arm up. And bring the hands back down to the ground. Uncross your legs. Bring your feet a little wider than normal, a little wider than your hips, and take your peace fingers and grab onto your big toes, and then lengthen your spine a lot, like you're pulling your chest away from your hands. And then fold and take the elbows wide. If you need to bend the knees a little, please do. I mean, they should never be fully locked out. They can have a little bit of a bend to them. Lift up halfway, bring your hands in front of your feet, and bring your feet back to hip distance. Walk your hands all the way out to plank. Hold here. Chaturanga, hold. Lift your right foot up. Set it down. Lift your left foot up. Set it down. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Let's go to plank again. Shift it forward and lower all the way down to the ground. Rest your forehead on the earth. Arms down by your sides. Now bring your chin to the ground and lift your head up and your shoulders and your arms and your legs for locust pose. Reach your feet back. Maybe you interlace your hands. And then you can stay here, or you can bend your knees and grab onto your feet, your ankles or your feet, and lift up. Kick your feet. Use the strength of your legs. For 3, 2, 1. Release. Use your hands as a pillow. Wiggle your hips. And place your hands under your shoulders. Press up to plank. And down dog. You're going to take your hands wide. We're going to hop it through to a seat or step. Hop or just, come on into a seat in a different way. Set your knees down. Good. Take your legs wide. Bring your hands behind you. Give yourself a little scooch forward. And then walk your hands down and forward. Now, when you do this, if you find that you're just rounding your upper back, it's much better to stay upright and work that and roll the thighs back and breathe. Maybe just bring your hands out a little bit in front of you. But find what works for you. If you're all the way forward, keep rolling the thighs back. Couple more breaths. And from there, walk the hands back up. And bring your legs into a cross-legged position. We're going to do a little bit of breath work. You're welcome to also sit in Virasana. In fact, that's what I'm going to do here. We're going to sit on the heels, or you can sit cross-legged, up to you. And this is called bellows breath. It's really simple and kind of fun. We reach the arms up, we inhale, we exhale, we pull down. Inhale, exhale, do it with me. Close your eyes if you want. Keep it going. Feel the energy you're creating, the heat you're creating in your body. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now reach the arms back up and inhale. Hold. Exhale, let your arms release slowly. Palms rest on your thighs. Feel the lightness, the clarity. Blink the eyes open. Let's make our way onto our backs. So when you get to your back, hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. And then take your arms out wide and drop your knees to the right side. Let your left shoulder drop to the left. Maybe your right hand goes on your left knee if you want to guide it down a little bit more. If you want to extend your top leg and grab onto the foot or the ankle, you can. And then bend both knees. Again, if they're not already bent, bring both knees up and drop them over to the left side. Maybe you scoot your hips a little to the right. You let your right shoulder fall down to the ground. You can put your left hand on your right knee. And if you want to extend the right leg and hold onto the foot, you can do that. Let's bend both knees. Bring the knees up. Hug them into your chest. And then place your feet on the ground, feet together, knees wide. And place your hands on your belly. And just be a witness to your experience right now. And then gently bring your knees up and extend your legs long and set yourself up for Shavasana. Letting go. And also arriving again and again. Let's begin to bring movement back into the fingers and toes. When you're ready, reach the arms overhead and stretch out your body. Bend your knees. Roll over to one side. Rest on one side. And then press yourself up to a seat. Bring your hands together at your heart. Let's bow together in gratitude for this practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. That was a fun one and a nice long one. If you haven't checked out my channel, you'll see that in addition to yoga classes, I also have HIIT classes and strength classes, a lot of them with dumbbells as well with the strength classes. So I'd love for you to check those out if you haven't already. And if you enjoyed the class, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.